Hello and welcome to C3 Streamland. So in this video, we will be discussing part 2 of the properties of circle. In part 1, we discussed about what do we call similar and congruent circles and what are the chords and how the chord and the center makes always isosceles triangle inside a circle. Now in part 2, I want to show you what happens when we have a chord and I draw a radius that is perpendicular to the chord. So let's see. So for that, first we'll have to make a circle. So let's make a circle. I don't know what radius it is. And let's quickly make a random chord using our segment tool. So this is my chord. And before we go any further, let me try to draw a perpendicular line to a chord. I'm thinking just it would be better if we just measure the distance once, don't you think? The length of the chord. Let's see what is the length of the chord here. So the distance between point B and C is somewhere around 4.799. Maybe I can adjust it a little bit. Oops, my bad. To make it a bit closer to 5. So let's say this is approximately 5.025. Okay, that's a good distance. Now what I want to do is I want to draw a radius which is perpendicular to the chord. So I'm drawing a radius. This is the perpendicular intersection. I will quickly mark the points where it is intersecting my circle. That's my point, that's my radius. And let me quickly draw a point which is intersecting the chord as well. We might have a use for it in the future. And let's hide this perpendicular intersection. And let's quickly draw a segment before wasting any more time. And this is a segment AD which intersects chord BC at point E. And let's see what happens to our distance BE. And let's quickly measure the distance here between point B and E. And as you can see, it is 2.5125. And what happens to EC, point E and point C distance? It is also exactly same as distance between BE. It is 2.5125. What does this mean? The total distance was 5.025, and when we drew radius which was perpendicular to the chord, it actually intersected chord at a point which is actually a midpoint of the chord. That means it intersected and bisected also our chord into two equal segments, BE and EC, and which is the next property of the circle. Whenever you draw a radius which is perpendicular to any chord, that radius is going to bisect the chord. Happy exploring!